Thank you, Perry. I'd like to say hello to everybody, near and far, and bless you. Before the conference, Perry asked me, knowing that I was a monarchist, would I do a little presentation? And so I've done a little presentation on Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II. And I just want to show you a few things that I've got here. Basically, I have a painting of Her Majesty, done in 1954, in her wattle dress that's world famous, by Sir William Dargie. So that's a treasure. At the other end, I have Her Majesty a photo taken in the Hobart Government House around the circa 1990s.
Oh yes, definitely.
And for a little bit of history, I have a photograph of Whitby Abbey. And why I'm talking about Whitby Abbey is because the Pope sent St Augustine to England in 597, and he became Archbishop of Canterbury, and he converted a lot of people to Catholicism, not Christianity, and he died in 604 AD, and the Benedictines had a monastery and abbey at Whitby, and they went on preaching the truth, the true gospel. But in 664 AD, 60 years after St Augustine died, they succumbed to the Pope of Rome because they held a synod, a church council there, and they were outvoted. The little Celtic church was outvoted, so it became a Catholic abbey. There's a few things on the table that I'd like to point out. We have the future king and his queen when the time comes. We have a little doll of Queen Victoria with her grandson, George V. We have an old book on her life at the back there. We have a collection of stamps put out by the government on different times of the Queen's life. I have some memorabilia that I got when I was 10 years old from her coronation. So I'm going to show you this one.
And you sell off a big parcel,
Oops.
And the price goes down the next day, so you sell off more. And all the little investors...
It's that big.
$1,000, $2,000 worth of shares. And they all rush out.
Yeah, well, that was 1929 after the boom.
That's right.
At the heart of the boom.
That's right. And then the rich people come in and they buy all those shares back again, and instead they've sold them for $20.
And when we look at this side, we see that the golden coach is there. So us kids went home from school feeling like we'd been to the coronation.
What do they call it?
We have we had a coronation flag given to us as well.
Well, we say, it's to find the truth. No, it's
We had some little books given.
opportunity for a government to reward its mates,
That's an article on
lawyers, the high
Whitby Abbey, so you can see that the photograph and the latest photo are practically the same, apart from some of the building has toppled away.
and it takes wealth from
I have a couple of letters, a couple of response from Buckingham Palace. Queen's 95th birthday, I sent her a card and she replied. And when her husband died, Prince Philip, I sent a card and she's replied to that, or her office staff have. We have horse jewels here. We have one for the future monarch, the royal heir, Prince William, 1982. One for his brother Harry, 1984. Notice the two different crowns, the heir and his brother. We have one on the Queen here. We have a set here of the crown, the Bullock of England, Ephraim, and Charles II's son, the Duke of Monmouth. We have the rampant lion of the emblems of Israel, and David's harp, which is an Irish emblem. We have the Queen in with some of her regalia. We have some with a photo with her great-grandchildren. Not all there, of course, because I think she's had 3 or 4 since then. So there's the beginning of her great-grandchildren. And, of course, I went to Westminster Abbey and I saw the chair, then went on to Scotland to see the stone. Marvellous. I've been a royalist since I was 7 years old. I had a little collection for many years. I fitted in a shoebox for the first 30 years. But back in 1980, things got a bit hot, and my collection has grown into quite a big thing. And so there's a couple of tea towels on the wall behind Perry there. One from William the Conqueror to George VI. And another one with the lineage. I thank you for that, and God bless you all. Thank you.